Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from Venice. Welcome to the Revolution Washington World Tour. I'm discussing different topics with people I meet out here in reference to the political system, in reference to Donald Trump in particular, and the way he's being presented, the way his actions are being presented, and the way these things are being talked about. And it is absolutely fascinating to me, the parallels between Rupert Murdoch and the parallels between all of these different things that we look at as fake news, that we get angry about in our country as fake news, but we're not realizing that the worldwide perspective of the United States, the worldwide perspective of the people who are listening to this bullshit worldwide are actually forming their opinions very much like the opinions of MAGA, very much like the opinions of these people that we look at as uneducated Americans that actually don't bother in looking into facts. Now, what we need to recognize is this entire world is being fed some sort of media bullshit from actually the same people that feed the Americans the media bullshit. It's just worldwide. So when you get the anger, when you get the ignorance, when you have people from Russia, when you have people from Ukraine, when you have people from all over the world who are supporting people based on bullshit that was told from a podium in front of American television cameras, edited for the purposes of the misinformation to support the authoritarians around the world, those types of decisions are being made in offices to come after your jobs, your life, your wallet, your family, your rights. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening worldwide. And that's what we need to realize, is tearing this world apart. So no matter what we think, the problems we're having are paramount because we're selfish. Because we are the country of me, 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 me. Yeah. Americans. We also are complicit because we are not standing strong enough. We are not standing shoulder to shoulder. We're not sitting here looking at these facts and making sure people around the world understand what's really happening. We're not making sure that the people from these other countries that are being fed all this bullshit recognize that they are being fed bullshit. We can't do that as Americans because we haven't learned how to do that in our own fucking country. I spoke to a Russian gentleman yesterday in reference to son being in the military in Russia. Again, he did not want to go on camera either. Wonderful man, wonderful man. And we had a conversation about what we talked about with Vladimir Putin and when it all started and the lies that they told the people, the soldiers in March when they were going towards Ukraine and this whole thing started. And we talked about the viciousness and the parallels between the information that we get in America regarding these types of moves and their perspective on seeing it firsthand. And even though Russia has to deal with a more vicious version of misinformation that we do in the States, they actually realize in a lot of ways that there's not much they can do about the things they want to fight. There's not much they can do about the injustices in their countries because they don't have the freedoms that America has, which makes it even more disturbing, which makes it even more upsetting that Americans are so fucking willfully ignorant when it comes to this shit. Not all Americans. Most Americans are not. But I'm saying the people who still back this man. And that's the part of this that we all need to understand is our detriment. This is what makes us visually, optically look like we do in the eyes of people all over the world. This is what makes Americans at the point of pity when it comes to their assumptions of us. It angers me Because the Revolution Washington family and the communities in the United States didn't want Donald Trump. We didn't elect Donald Trump. He stole his job with the help of Vladimir Putin, with the help of assholes around the world. And these people around the world that have been helping these things happen that are... Good morning. Gotta love Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important. How you doing? It's important. And we keep our heads out of our asses. We keep educated, and we actually start fighting with side by side, both sides of the aisle, across all borders, and across all ponds. That's the way this world needs to be. That's the way we need to be. This Russian gentleman sees the disrespect that Vladimir Putin has for Donald Trump. We had a conversation about his first day in office and Vladimir Putin doing all the naked pictures of the First Lady and all that other stuff. We had a conversation about the things that are happening to the soldiers and the lies they were told and how it spun out of control. And I'm going to try and go through the audio of the conversations and get all the information I need to get the factual information for the United States market, because we need to understand their perspective too. Yes, even in Russia, we need to understand their perspective. How you doing? That is the most important thing about the political climate in this country, in this world, is the understanding of fact versus fiction, is the understanding that there are powers that want to unite worldwide. That will not be good for anybody. Every Russian, Ukrainian, Italian that I spoke to were fed the same bullshit. The Russians obviously are fed more. But we all want the same thing. We just don't know that because we don't talk enough to know that we are in this together. So the next time you're about to get angry about something, do some research and make sure it's worth your anger. The next time you're about to get angry at someone, make sure they deserve it. And if, God forbid, you're in a place where you're limited by the information you're fed, God forbid you're in a place where misinformation is more important than information, and the things that we're being told are being told to us for the specific reasons of manipulation, staying uneducated and staying manipulatable. Now, for our own defense, we need to stop. We need to not allow that to happen anymore. And that's up to us. So I encourage, ladies and gentlemen, all of us, to have conversations with strangers, especially people from other countries. Because when we start looking at the perspectives of people from other countries, we recognize that we are not different. We have the same types of fears. We have the same types of nightmares coming our way. And we need to protect each other to stop it. I'm looking forward to France, speaking to people there, and seeing if I could get people to have that aren't too scared to come on camera. And I don't blame them, because I know the threats I get. But I'm not going to stop, and neither should you. So ladies and gentlemen, stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We're all in this together. No matter what happens, we need to stand united. God bless.